Welcome yogis. Are we ready for another class, balancing another one of the 7 chakras that we have within our bodies? Okay, so this time we're going to be concentrating on the Vishuddha chakra, which is our throat chakra. And you'll find that this is to do with purity of communication. If your lower chakras are balanced and your anahata, your heart chakra, is awakened, then you can stand in your authentic self and communicate exactly from the divine that you are, as above, so below, so without, so within, and you will be communicating as a communicating channel. So Vishuddha is all about standing in your truth, being your authentic self. If it's imbalanced, you might, say some hurtful things to people because your heart chakra has got a lot to do with the throat chakra. If your heart chakra is awakened and open, you are a compassionate person. So if you have an imbalance there, for example, you might be frightened to speak your truth. You might really want to say what you want to say, but feel you might be shouted down or put down. If you're standing in your authentic self and your heart is open, you're simply speaking your truth, and it's not coming from a place of lack, fear, security, jealousy, or all these things. And you'll probably find that actually you just stand with what you believe is right. And if it's coming from a place of love and compassion, I would say that you would hardly say anything that would offend anyone anyway. Okay? So if you have lots of problems with the throat, tonsillitis, sore throats, if you're prone to these kind of things, it's maybe a blocked chakra, and you maybe need to just start thinking, no, I'm going to stand in my power, I'm going to say what I feel and move forward in life with ease. If it's imbalanced, your life does flow with ease, and you do feel powerful, I think, and happy and confident to put out to the world what you are all about and what you really think about things. So I'm going to start with an unusual little, what's called a kriya, which is like a cleansing technique. It's lion's breath, Sima kriya, and it's quite unusual insofar as the teaching of, when you see me doing this, you'll think, what on earth? But it's extremely good at relaxing all the muscles in the throat. It's good at clearing the throat, bringing lots of fresh oxygenated blood to the throat, so it can clear a lot of stuff. So if you start to feel the startings of a sore throat or anything like that, particularly in the winter time when these kind of virusy things are going around, do some of this, because I'll tell you what, you'll find that you will probably shake off whatever is accumulating around in the throat. And if you feel you're a bit stuck and you want to say something to something, or you're feeling shouted down, then doing a bit of this lion's breath might give you a bit more kind of confidence and a clearing of that area in order to be able to speak your truth. So I'm going to explain how you do it. If you come forward, we'll start off with this first of all. So you're going to come forward onto like in an all fours position. So imagine you're a lion, okay? So it's like you're making a huge roar like a lion out to the universe, okay? So you're just going to come as if you're about to do a few cats and cows, but you're going to just come on all fours. And you're going to take your head up, okay? So you're exposing that throat, you're opening up that throat. You want to take the gaze up to what would be your third eye on the forehead. And if you can, or you don't have to, but there is a certain thing you can do with your tongue called Chakra mudra. And that's when you kind of turn your tongue up so the underside of the tongue is hitting the top of the roof of your mouth, the palate of your mouth, okay? And then I want you to take a nice deep breath in, and then when you breathe out, you'll bring the tongue out as far as you can out of your mouth, okay? So you're really going for it. You're just releasing everything in the throat and the face and the jaw and everything else, okay? So if I demonstrate, it ain't pretty, by the way, just tell you that now. But, okay, so I'm looking up to my third eye. I'm going to put my Chakra mudra in, my tongue in my position, and then I'm going to take a nice deep breath in. Okay? I know, you're going, what on earth? But try it, honestly, try it 3 times. So we're going to breathe in, And then as we exhale, you're going to exhale all that air out with force and allow the tongue to really come out in front of you. Imagine you're just wanting to breathe that morning breath over somebody that's really hacked you off, right? That's the kind of feeling of explanation you want, okay? So let's try it again. Or you can think of something that's really hacked you off and just think, this is what I think of that, okay? Then you'll really get some force behind it. All right, so here we go. Inhale. Good. And again. Inhale. Excellent. One more time. Inhale. Great. Well done. How does that make you feel? It's absolutely brilliant. Now you can make it that your tongue is coming out, your eyes are popping out of your head, you know, it's like you're raging. Imagine you are a lion that's just roaring its head off, okay? That's how you want to be. So that's a great way as well in the morning, if something's bothering and you've been bottling something up and you just need to get it out of your system. Honestly, Simha Kriya is one of the best things that you can do. You will feel so much better. It's even better than beating the pillow when you're angry about something. Get that Simha Kriya out. Expel all that anger, that frustration. Honestly, it works a treat. And you'll find as well, and I've had this in people in my classes, that when they have had the start of a sore throat, the feedback I've had is, gosh, that really does work. I didn't get a sore throat in the end, it just kind of went away. So it's always worth giving it a go, and you can do it in the privacy of your own home when nobody's watching. And if you feel you're expelling something really quite nasty or really quite powerful, you can always ask the universe, ask the divine to transmute that negative energy into something more positive. Set that intention and it will be so. Alright, so let's start our practice. Well done. Any questions about that, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me, but it's well worth looking it up because it does have very, very many benefits, particularly around the throat area and the mouth and the jaw, and it just brings everything, blood into that area, so it's a very good thing to do regularly. Alright, so we're going to start off back in our tabletop position, okay? And we'll just start off with our little warm up with a few cats and cows. So similarly, you can continue with your lion's breath here if you like. If you still feel you've got stuff to get out of your system, go for it. Alright, so we're going to inhale. We're going to just bring the tummy to the floor. We're going to inhale up to the ceiling. Oh, lovely. And just take our time. Exhale. Round the shoulders, bring the tummy to the spine. Inhale. And exhale. Just really go with this. Inhale. So really open up the front of that body as you're coming up. And then exhale, you're rounding it. So you're just counterposing all that feeling of stiffness and stuckness in that area. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Okay. Coming back to centre. Curl the toes under. Come into your downward dog. Now you might need to have some bent knees here if you've got tight hamstrings. Okay, just take it really easy. You can bend the knees if you wish, but you want to just keep your spine nice and straight. So you're still pushing away from your hands and pushing the energy up through the bottom up towards the ceiling. Okay? And straighten the legs as and when you feel you can, alright? And I just want you to just sway from side to side, just gently. We're just going to open up the hips here and the sides of the body. We're just swaying very gently. Okay, just taking it easy. Just taking it easy. Just to try and open up the sides of the body here. Of course, downward dog is great as well for the whole Vishuddha chakra area because it automatically brings in blood into that whole area too because you're kind of in an inversion pose. So coming back into downward dog now, alright? We're just going to now come up onto the tiptoes, hold there, and then then come back. Try and see if you can push the heels down towards the floor. Inhale. Now remember you're keeping your chin tucked in, which I wasn't there, so I'll get my fingers wrapped. Chin tucked in. And inhale. That's my dog. The postman must have arrived. Okay, inhale. And down. Okay, well done. Now bring the knees to the floor, because I appreciate the wrists might be a little bit tricky. So we'll just give it a little turn around. Okay, well done. Right, coming forward again, back into downward dog. Okay, I want to make it a little bit more of an emphasis of our twist. So we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet and we're going to just swing round to the right. Breathe for 2 here. Come back up onto the tiptoes and round to the other side. Oh, it's a lovely stretch on the right hand side. Breathe here. Come back up and then over to the other side. And coming back up onto the tiptoes again and over to the other side. So we're just allowing all that lovely blood to come back in all the way up to the head, throat area. One more time to the side. Back up, tiptoes and to the other side. And back up. Well done. Alright, okay, so what I'd like you to do now is I want you to bring the knees to the floor again. Come back, and I just want you to take a nice deep breath in, bring yourself up, take the head back, bring the hands up, keep the head back. Take a nice deep breath in here, and then slowly come down to child's pose. From here, bring the head down. Take a breath. Slowly come back up, take the hands all the way forward, come back into downward dog, and then we're going to take our right foot up to the hands, followed by the left, okay? And we're just going to slowly ragdoll ourselves back up to Samasthiti or Tadasana, okay? And we're going to do some sun salutations, just to open up the whole of the body, get everything flowing. So we're going to inhale, the arms up. Exhale, forward fold, bring the nose to the knee. Inhale, look up the straight back, exhale, right foot back, left foot back into plank. Exhale down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Hold for 5 breaths. Remember your modifications there, by the way. When you come down, you can bring your knees to the floor first, and down, and up. Knees and back up, okay? Don't be feeling you have to do it exactly the way I do it. If you're finding it too much on your back, your core needs to be engaged really strongly when you do that. Okay, next breath, we'll bring that right foot up to the hands. We're going to take the left, helping it along if it's not quite there yet. Look up the straight back there. Exhale into the knees. Inhale, arms back up. And exhale back down. Okay, inhale, left side leading. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just take your time with sun salutations. Inhale, look up. They are beautiful, wonderful exercises, all-rounder exercises in their own right. Come down to Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. And they're the best warm-up, really. So if you were to come and do a few sun salutations every morning, and then, you know, do one of Rhonda's kettlebell classes, for example, and then do a nice warm down with my yoga, then, you know, that would be one of the all-rounders you could do. Taking nice deep breaths.
Okay, and bring the left foot up now to the hands, followed by the right. Now if you keep your core nice and strong there, you should be able to bring that leg up now with ease, and so that you're lifting up that leg and placing it between your hands rather than thumping down. So that's where the grace comes. If you can kind of lift, use the core, lift the leg up as high as possible and place. That is the secret. So that means that you just flow and it's a graceful movement. It doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes, if you feel quite stiff in the morning, you can feel that the first two sun salutations can feel quite clunky. But don't let that put you off. Try another two and you'll find that the flow starts to come. It becomes a moving meditation. That's what yoga really is, with the breath and moving meditation. Alright, let's go again. Inhale. This is the right side leading now. Come down, nose to knee. Inhale, look up with the straight back. Exhale, right foot back, left foot back. Exhale down to Chaturanga. Inhale up. Exhale. Good. And just position the feet to what suits you. Breathing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Inhale, bring that right foot up, and the left. Look up with a straight back. Exhale into the knees. Inhale, the arms back up. Exhale down. Let's do one more with the other side. Inhale. You also can start to feel the heat building up in your body with sun salutations, which is why it's another really good warm-up exercise before you do any yoga or any other exercise. It's a great way to warm up every single muscle in your body. Also helps your back with flexibility. Brings a fresh lot of blood into the head, into the brain. Breathing nicely here. And then the left foot comes up to the hands, followed by the right. Looking up with a straight back. Exhale into the knees. Inhale, the arms up. Exhale. Back down. Well done. Step that right foot back. Okay, we're going to come into a nice high lunge here. Now, you can just place your hands on that left thigh. I just want you to bring yourself down towards the mat, straight leg if you can at the back. Support yourself, your hands on the left thigh, and I want you just to lift up in the chest and look up towards the ceiling. Take some nice deep breaths in, so you're really extending through the whole of the front of the body. Nice and easy. Two, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I want you to bring the hands down. And then I want you to bring the foot round, okay? So that you're going to come, we're going to moving forward. Bring that left foot back in, and the right foot round, and then you're going to come round and bring yourself up into a high lunge the other way, okay? So it's just a movement, a graceful movement to the other side. Do the same again. Lifting up in the chest, breathing nice and deeply, opening up the whole of the front of the body there. We're also warming up the back for a nice throat opening back bend, which is similar to the Anahata chakra, because these are obviously closely linked, these two chakras. 3, 4, and 5. Bring the hands down to the front foot. Bring yourself back into plank again. Alright, and then I just want you to lower yourself all the way down to the floor. So you're going to come up into a nice sphinx. And you're just going to stay in sphinx. And just lift the gaze up towards the ceiling.
up to your third eye, I suppose. Let's see, the drishti point. So just looking up, taking some nice deep breaths in, so you're really opening up the chest and the throat here. Just allow the lower back to slowly get used to this position, because that's usually where people feel this position more than anything else. Again, if you slightly roll the legs in towards each other, you'll find, and keep the core engaged, you'll find that the back will be supported. You're just holding this here. Okay. Take the head down, take the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to come up into Cobra. Alright, so again, you want to keep the pubic bone on the floor here in Cobra. You're just bending the arms slightly. Keep the shoulders down. Lift up through the chest. Just breathing through. Just breathing through, just opening up that whole area there. Two, three, 4, and 5. Coming down slowly. Bring the head down. Just take a few breaths here. Okay, now we're going to come back up again. Now you can either come back into Cobra again if your back is really struggling, or if you want to come up into a full upward dog, you can straighten your arms. You want to still keep that pubic bone on the floor. You're just taking your head up, or your chest up I should say, you're looking upwards, so you're opening up that whole of the front of the body. Now again, upward dog is easier on the arms than Cobra, but it's more intense on the back. So you'll know how you feel in your body, what you can do today. So go with it, always listen to your body. It just may not feel up for doing this today or doing certain postures, that's absolutely fine. You know your own comfort zone. But just see if you're still in Cobra, see if you can just straighten those arms just ever so slightly more, you know, and that's how you kind of increase your ability. Okay, slowly come back down again. Okay, I want you to keep the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to come back into extended child's pose. So that's going to feel really nice for your lower back. Alright, so just take your forehead to the floor. Just take a couple of breaths here just to relax. Counter pose that back bend there. Okay, and then we're going to just come up onto all fours. We're going to come into something called a hare pose, okay? So we're just going to take the head down to the crown of the head on the floor and just take the hands back, okay? And again, we're just going to hold this position for 5 breaths if that's comfortable for you. If you need to support yourself a little bit with your hands, you may do so. Some people don't like to put too much pressure on the top of their head. So you're just holding that nicely here. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Okay, coming back and sitting, just for a couple of breaths here. You'll start to feel quite a lot of energy all around these shoulders now anyway with this, because we've been doing quite a lot of movement of the neck. Alright, so next one I'm going to do, I want to bring that right foot forward. Okay, so we're in a kind of low lunge position. Okay, now bring yourself up so you're supporting yourself. Now this is going to be quite tricky. You might just want to stay in this position first of all. Or you can take it one step further. I want you to try and lift that back leg and grab the back leg there, the left leg with the left arm. and maintain that position. This is a deep quad stretch, which is a fantastic stretch if you have done quite a strong HIIT or Tabata workout, where there's been lots of squats and lots of lunges. This is a really good one to do, which will just help to lengthen through that quad. Many people might not be able to grab the toes, so just if you can lift the leg as far as you can, you know, and just take that arm back, you know, so that you're opening up the left shoulder, that's enough for you. Okay, 2, 3, 4, woo, and 5. Bring that left leg down. Take the hands down to the front, and I want you to push from the back foot onto the right. Okay, just take the hand down so that you're supporting yourself, bring that foot up, flex the foot, round to the side, okay? And then just take that left hand behind. Don't have to do anything fancy with that left hand. You might need to take a wee bend in that right knee, that's okay, but try and straighten it if you can. And just hold. 2, 3, keep the core strong, remember. 4, lift the kneecap. And 5, well done. Left hand down. Bring that left foot down. I want you to just do a wee switch here. Okay, so all you're going to be doing is a wee jump. So you're switching your feet. Now the more you can lift your core, the higher you will jump and the more graceful you will land. So that's the secret. So you can come down the other side into your low lunge. Okay, so again, you're going to come up into that nice low lunge, just hold that position here, and for some of you that might be all you want to do. Depends on how tight your quad is and how your knee is. For the rest of you who can manage to lift that right leg up to some degree, and grab the foot if you can, and hold and maintain that posture with a nice strong core, you'll find that will beautifully open the right shoulder, therefore the whole trapezius muscle and the whole what do they call it again? The name of the front of that's gone out of my mind. It will come to me in a minute. Gosh, it's gone out of my head. It'll come to me in a minute, those muscles in the front. Anyway, you can feel how they stretch out as well as the quads. Mental block. Must have been that lion's breath. It's taking all my energy out. Okay, come down slowly. Bring the hands forward. Take the right foot and push off the right foot, sorry. Bring that left hand round. Okay, flex the foot up to the side. Pectoral muscles, there you go. The pectoral muscles. And these are the muscles that are really short and tight and cause rounded shoulders, which we get a lot in the winter time when we're holding our coats close to us and we're slouching on sofas. Okay, brilliant. Bring that right hand down and then bring the foot back. Now we're going to try and do a wee jump again because I know you want to have another go at that. So we're going to just have a little jump to the other side. Woo! Brilliant. Back down to low lunge. Okay, right, I just want you to take the right hand down to the right hand side of that right foot and take the left arm up and over. So we're going to have a nice stretch with the left side. So bring the shoulder back but reach the arm out, so you're engaging the arm. And just try and reach for that gin and tonic that is just out of reach, okay, or whatever your favourite tipple is. Not that I'm advocating drinking alcohol, of course, but you know what I mean. You're desperate to get that little thing straight ahead of you. Breathing nice and deeply and keep the core nice and strong. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back. Okay, I'll not ask you to jump again. I'll just ask you quickly to just bring that back. The left leg over. Left hand comes down next to the left side of the left foot, and then again you're bringing that right arm up and you're reaching out for the glass of wine on this side. So shoulder back, reaching out. Breathe. So this is managing to iron out so many kinks and stiffness and aches and pains. It's building strength as well. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well done. Bring that hand around. Right, we're going to come back again. We're going to come down again onto our tummies. Okay, just going to bring the forehead to the floor. Just have a little rest here, have a few breaths. Okay. All I want you to do now is I just want you to simply roll over onto your back. Okay, we're going to roll over onto our backs. Now, okay. So we're going to do a very gentle bridge just now, okay, so that we're going to get our backs used to a little bit of warm up here. So we're going to take the hands down, find a nice comfortable place where your feet are hip width apart, a bit further down so you feel that if you were to lift up you'd be quite supported. Alright, so we're going to take a nice deep breath in and we're going to just lift the body, the pelvis up towards the ceiling. We're going to hold this position. So you're going to tuck your chin into your chest here, so that lengthens through the spine and the neck, creates a nice clear channel. Just breathing up. Keep it nice and steady. You can support your back if you wish with your hands underneath your bottom if you wish, or underneath your back. Okay, that's entirely up to you. And again, this is really good for toning up the bottom of the thighs. If you were to hold this position for quite some time, you certainly will feel the burn. So just hold, keep as high as you can. Obviously come down whenever you need to, of course, but always come down slowly. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming back down slowly, does it. Now you're going to bring the knees to the chest now. Okay, just going to rock from side to side. Okay, well done. Now, from that position, we're going to grab the toes and we're going to just rock up to seated, alright? And then we're going to just take the legs out in front. See if you can balance on the sacrum. You need to keep that core nice and strong. Back nice and straight. Now I want you to take your head back. Now just be careful, because when you take your head back, that can completely unbalance you entirely, because your head is extremely heavy. So you need to be a little bit more concentration in your pelvic floor. So you're just opening up the throat here, allowing the head to fall back, holding and maintaining that balance. So you're concentrating, breathing. Wonderful. Now if you're in this position now, you want to take it one step further, okay, you can take your legs out to the side. Oh yeah, that's going to be tough. I don't know if any one of you, if you're rolling around, you might be. I certainly was when I started learning this posture. So the legs are out to the side, keep them strong. Keep breathing. You're doing really well. And come back slowly, maintaining the balance. Well done. Take the head back up to neutral. How did you get on? I bet you did brilliantly. Okay. Alright, bring yourself back down to earth. We're going to do another little throat opening one now. We're going to take the legs out in front, nice and straight. We're going to do Parasvatanasana. Hands behind, like so. Right, I'm going to engage the core, and all I want you to do is I'm going to ask you to lift the pelvis up towards the ceiling. Point the toes to the floor, and if your neck feels up for it, you can take your neck back to look at the opposite wall. Again, if your neck has any problems with it, you might be careful with this. You might just want to keep your head here, straight ahead, So just take it easy. And breathing for 1, 2, keep that bottom high, 3, 4, and 5. Bring yourself down. Take a nice deep breath in here, bring the head back up, and come forward down into Parsvottanasana. Paschimottanasana, I should say, sorry, we've just done Parsvottanasana. This is Paschimottanasana. Front forward fold. Just allow yourself to relax entirely here. Try and not have your legs bent here. If you feel it's too strong on the hamstrings, bring yourself up a little bit, okay? It's much better to be like this than this, okay? So keep the legs straight even if you can only bend this far. Eventually, as long as you keep your back nice and straight, eventually you'll be able to come down further and further and further as all that connective tissue allows yourself to do so. Okay? So just taking nice deep breaths. And 4. And 5. Well done. Okay, so I'd like to come into Ustrasana, camel pose. Again, it's another great one for opening up the front of the neck and the whole of the pectoral area there and the shoulders, and it's a fabulous back bend. I always feel great when I've done Ustrasana. I love it. I love all the back bends, just for energizing my whole body. But I particularly like this one because I have had in the past problems with my neck, and I have found that by practicing this one particularly, this back bend particularly, it really has helped to open up and to really energise that whole area in my neck where I used to have problems after my back injury. So, and I was taught the correct way to do this by my Indian teacher who specialised in back bending. In fact, other teachers used to go to him to really learn how to do the back bends properly. So, I really revere his teaching. He was fantastic. Okay, so we've done this before, or most of you will have done this before. So bring your knees hip width apart, okay? So they shouldn't be out to here, they should be exactly hip width apart, all right, here. Okay, so then I want you to then hold the core in nice and strongly, and I want you to bring the hips forward. So bring them as far forward as you possibly can. If you need a cushion, not a cushion actually, a blanket or something underneath your knees, just for a bit of comfort for your knees, that's okay. And you can always bring your feet up onto the tiptoes like this to give yourself a little bit of height so you're not going back so far. You can also put a cushion or a bolster or something over your calves so that you're only, when you're coming back, you're only coming back so far onto that. Okay? So if you feel your back is just not strong enough to cope with coming back further, then that's a perfect modifier. For all of those who are quite familiar, hips are forward as far as you can manage to go. Hold the core. Inhale, bring that right arm up in front of you, and exhale it, bring it round and place your fingertips on your heel. Inhale the left, come back and come down onto the heel. Okay, now, again, this is where your hips start to come back, so keep them forward again. So you're fully open in the chest, and you're going to just take the head back if you feel you're able to do so. So your core is strong, your head is back, you're balancing back on your heels or on your cushion. Okay, now remember and keep it strong in the core, so you're supporting your lower back here. Hips are forward. Keep breathing. Now just breathe, try and just breathe normally. You don't have to breathe really, really deeply here because your lungs are already fully open here. So, breathing, just holding that nice and steady. Just hold for as long as you can. And then if you want to come out, you come out very slowly, one arm at a time. So let's just do that so everyone who is not familiar knows. Inhale, bring the head up first. Slowly bring that left hand up, and then the right. And then slowly bring yourself back into
a child's pose. Everything has to be really slowly, particularly with back bends. Just allow the head to come down. I love that posture. I always feel energized after it. Okay. We're going to come up one more time, and for those of you who would like to give that another go, it's always worth doing a back bend another 2 or 3 times. No more than 3, but another 2 or 3 times you always get slightly deeper, and the rush is slightly better as well, I find. Alright, here we go. Hips forward. Remember, just take it in your own time. Arm up on the right arm up on the inhale, place back onto the heel. Left arm up on the inhale, place back onto the heel. Keep the hips forward. Core engaged. Head back if that's that's good for you. Breathing. 1. Let's try and hold for 10 if we can. 10 breaths. 2. 3. 4. Never come down here like you need to. 5. 6. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Well done. Left hand up to the head. Right hand back down slowly, 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 slowly to child's pose, whichever way you want to go. Now you might actually feel that your legs start to tingle here, because that's quite a strong, the longer you hold that you will feel that in your legs, because obviously you're having to work really hard to maintain that balance. So it's great exercise to get rid of, burns a lot of dross, you know. Okay, slowly come back up, and then I would like you to finish that particular little sequence with a proper Paschimottanasana, because it is a deep back bend. Take a deep breath in here, come forward, again just as deep as you can, and 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly come back up. Now we're just going to do another position called Dandasana, sometimes known as staff pose. So this is where we're going to sit up nice and straight. So flex your feet so your toes are pointing towards the ceiling. Keep the legs nice and straight. Back is nice and straight, the shoulders are down, hands down by your side. Alright, now what I would like you to do is if you lift the kneecaps up, you will notice that you'll engage your legs. Okay? They will just naturally engage every muscle in the legs there. So I want you to engage the core really strongly. So the Mula Bandha, that pelvic floor is nicely engaged. The Uddiyana Bandha, that strip along there, back towards the spine. So everything is engaged there. Tummy's nice and soft, so you can take a nice deep breath. Now we're going to have a third thing. This is where the chin in Jalahandra lock. Your chin will come down to your chest. I want you just to hold and maintain that position. So you're lightly pressing down with your hands, if you can reach, lightly pressing down with the hands. Everything's engaged, strong. Chin in the chest. Take some nice deep breaths. And if your pelvic floor is engaged strongly, this is a very deceptively strong posture. So just try and hold and breathe for as long as you can. Breathing nice and deeply, that Ujjayi breath, Buddha belly breath. you'll keep holding it, but just keep holding that pelvic floor. Keep everything strong, engaged, breathing through. Two, 3, 4, and 5, and relax. So you can feel, even though it doesn't look like a very strong posture, there's a lot going on there. And if you were able to maintain that posture for, a good 2-3 minutes, you will really feel that. And it's amazing that how subtle it is, but how strengthening it is in every area of your body. It's fantastic. And Jalahandra lock, you bring the chest, the chin to the chest, and you've got a lock going on there. There's a whole load of energy stuff going on here in those chakras in the torso area of your body. You're building up that Agni, that inner fire, which is able to burn away a lot of the dross. So you're maintaining that oxygen here in that body, in this position. Well done. Okay, so for the last sort of 20 minutes or so, I want to concentrate on many postures in the Ashtanga closing sequence. Not all of them, but I'd like to concentrate on a few. You might want to watch through if you're unfamiliar with them. You might want to watch through so that you kind of have a gist of what's going on, because I'm going to just do them now for all those people who I know are very familiar with this. So we're going to start off with our Salamba Sarvangasana, our shoulder stand. We're going to go into Halasana, which is plow. Then we're going to come into Karabhadasana, which is where we have, we bring the knees in towards the ears, so it's a closer posture from the Halasana, the plow. And then we're going to come into opening up the throat with a few other series of postures. So just follow me, or watch me first of all, and we're going to move into these postures. Alright? We're not going to take too many, and you need to be very careful because you don't want to be doing anything that your body is not comfortable with. If you're in your headstand, I want you to make sure that you're not moving to see me on the screen. You need to keep your neck nice and steady. Okay? So we're just going to roll ourselves up into shoulder stand. Okay, so you want to roll up onto the top of the neck and the girdle. So again, your chin is in Jalahandra lock here, okay, because it's right in towards the chest. Now some people just don't like this posture. They can feel quite claustrophobic. Same with Halasana, which we'll move into shortly. And if you're quite well endowed, you might find this not a comfortable position because you feel you can't breathe. So just do what you can manage to do, even if you can only hold this for a few breaths and then slowly come out, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so you're holding this position, keeping the neck nice and straight. Now you want to try and hold this for at least 15 breaths. You'll start to feel the blood sort of coming out of your feet somewhat. And that's good, you're just getting rid of all that old stuff, because when you come into a non-inversion position, that blood will start to come back into the toes once more. So let's just hold that for another few breaths. 3, 4, and 5. Come over here and just come into the plow. So now, if your feet are touching, you feel quite secure here, okay? You can take your hands away. You can bring them together like so, if you wish. If your feet are not touching and you don't feel steady, by all means keep yourself supported with your hands, okay? So we're coming into the plow here. Again, this is where a lot of people don't like that feeling of claustrophobia, so if that's you, then just do what you feel you need to do. You can always just do a gentler version of this. You can also come into tranquility pose, which is just holding the legs like so with the hands. That's a little less intense than full Halasana. nice and easy. You'll feel this is really starting to open up the whole of the back. Get a nice stretch here. Okay, now let's just come into, bring the knees in towards the ears here. Okay, Karanapadasana, we're just going to hold this nice and steady. This is a more intense version of the Halasana. So again, just take it very easy. I feel like I'm speaking to my crotch here because I am. I hope you heard that. Just hold that as long as you can, okay? Okay, now, take a nice final breath here. Now, we're going to come up into Urdhva Padmasana. So we're going to bring our legs up, okay? Now, some of you might just want to hold this position here with your legs crossed, right? Now, let's pull my trousers up a wee bit. If you can come into lotus position here, that's fantastic. That's what you want to aim for. Taking the hands onto the knees, you're lifting up, straightening the back, and you're holding this position. So this is like upside down lotus, Urdhva Padmasana. So you're just holding that position, but it's okay to hold it just with legs crossed. If you can take your hands off, only do so if you feel your neck is happy for that to happen. Otherwise, you keep maintaining and supporting the back. Okay, let's just hold here. Again, your core needs to be really strong. Breathing 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now from here, if you like, you can bring your knees down towards the body. Take the hands round and give yourself a little hug. Dandasana. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We'll not do any longer. And slowly now from here, roll down. Alright, you want to roll your body down. Now, see if you can just manage to bring your knees down towards the floor. Alright, now I'm still in my lotus position, but if you're in cross-legged position, that's still absolutely fine and dandy. Alright, so now from here, so we do a nice counter pose for the neck. We want to come up onto the elbows here, okay? And you want to take your head back so the crown of your head is on the floor. Alright, now you want to continue to support yourself with your elbows. Okay, if this is where you're at and you don't feel you can take your elbows away because it makes you feel too unstable, you just hold yourself in this position so you're opening up the throat and you're giving your neck a counter pose. For those who maybe have a cross-legged position, or if you're certainly in lotus position, you can grab your feet, okay, and take those knees down, and then you're bringing yourself into a nice back bend here. You want to breathe. But again, keep yourself on your elbows as certainly as a beginner. And for those who are really at the beginning, just being able to do this and that is perfect, okay? Just take it easy. Now, for those who are able to do that, this is the more advanced position, and you feel that you can take your legs out of lotus and bring it up into this position, you can do so. Okay? Again, it's like in Navasana, but you're holding your neck in this position. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring the legs down. Well done. Bring the head back. Just lie here for a minute or so. Just for not a minute or so. A few breaths. Okay. That's a very strong sequence. But it's hugely invigorating. I love it. So you're coming into that fish pose, what's commonly known as fish pose. I just really love that position. I find it really good for my back and my neck. I love the counter pose of that position. If you want to just come up into a nice, grab the toes, you can always come up into a nice balance from here. I love that positioning for my neck, that if I've been doing my plough, my headstand, my shoulder stand, that counter position of opening up the throat here and the neck again, I find just that's absolutely wonderful. I really, really love that. So we're just going to take a few breaths here in a comfortable Sukhasana position. Just take a few deep breaths. I'm going to just concentrate on how your throat's now feeling after quite a strong few postures there in a row. So just sitting up nicely. Just breathe. Just feel how the energy flow through the neck area now is so much freer than it might have been at the beginning. Okay, well done. We're going to just finish the practice in the normal way. I'm going to bring our hands into Anjali Mudra, which is our nice prayer position in front of the heart chakra. We'll take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Well done, everybody. Remember, always give yourself a Shavasana, a nice at least 5-minute lie down, completely relaxed. Concentrate on the breath with awareness. And that's the best way to finish your practice, to really fully integrate the magic of your practice today. Well done. Vishuddha chakra, throat chakra, you're now free to speak your truth. Well done. See you next time.